Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. How's everybody? Okay.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, feeling good.
All right. Regarding the quiz, we already agreed, is that right, on Tuesday next week on the 24th.
Yes, right.
Time 10 a.m. All right. So that will be our final schedule for the quiz. The 24th. So 24th of November. We will set the time at 10 a.m. Yeah, we already mentioned that. So just to remind everyone. Okay. So coverage will be chapter 3, the externality, and chapter 4 on the public good. Okay. Any question? Anything? Any comment? Okay. Now we will continue from where we left last class. We already have discussed the direct voting model, where people, the voters will vote for an equilibrium quantity of public good or an issue. And we found that we already work out the model, and we determine the equilibrium outcome. So if you look at the equilibrium outcome, the outcome would be, or there are a few characteristics of the equilibrium. Now for this model, actually, we don't need the market demand. For the voting model, the market demand, okay, the sum of the marginal benefit, which is the market demand function, we don't really have to consider everyone's demand function and then do the voting. Right? Now, there are a few things that we would like to discuss about the equilibrium here. So if you recall the model, the equilibrium would be here, right? And that would be equal to, or that outcome, or the output level is equal to 4. So if you look at this number 4, the outcome of the voting process, there are a few things. Okay, number one, this is the most preferred outcome of the median voter. Median voter meaning the voter that is in the middle. Right? Roughly speaking, it's the voter in the middle. So if you look at the model that we were discussing, you will see that D, okay, A, B, C, D, when you rank, okay, when you order the demand function or when you draw the demand function, we have to rank the demand function from the lowest up to the highest. Okay, so there will be some ranking of the demand function based on their benefit. And you will find that D is the middle. So we call D median voter. So that D, the person D, he will get his most preferred outcome, which is 4. And 4 is the equilibrium outcome. So we say that equilibrium outcome, or the equilibrium quantity, is the most preferred outcome of the median voter. Okay, so that is the characteristic of the equilibrium. So we look at the equilibrium, okay, the equilibrium outcome, equilibrium quantity, which is equal to 4. And that is, okay, equal to 4 is the most preferred outcome of whom? Of the median vote. Now, who is the median voter? D. D is median voter. Now, who is median voter, or what is a median voter? Now, median voter is the voter that is in the middle. So when you rank, all right, when you rank the demand functions of everyone from lowest to the highest or highest to the lowest, from the lowest to the highest, so you will see that D is in the middle. Now, D is not simply in the middle. The economic definition of the median voter is the voter, okay, the voter whose most preferred outcome, is in the middle, or his most preferred choice, not outcome, choice is in the middle, is in the middle of all most preferred outcome, of all most preferred outcome. Choices. I'm sorry, choices. That means of all most preferred choices of all voters. So his most preferred choice is in the middle of all others' most preferred choice. Okay. Now, what is most preferred? Okay, that is another concept. Now, most preferred choice is the one, is the quantity that you choose where the marginal benefit is just equal to the tax. So if you recall, our criteria of voting, okay, we vote yes if what? If the marginal benefit is bigger or equal to the T. Now, if the marginal benefit is exactly T, that means that is our most preferred choice. So if you look at that person D or any other person, there will be one, okay? There will be one choice that is his most preferred one. So for example, the middle voter, D, his most preferred choice is 4. Why? Because at Q equal to 4, the marginal benefit is just equal to the tax. So that is for voter D. Okay, for voter D, which is the median voter. So median voter is very important. Okay, in the democratic process, as we can see later, no, we will discuss later on, the median voter is most important. The people that are in the middle, okay, because if you are looking at millions of voters, then there is no single person, you know, probably there are a number of them. So the median voters, the people who are in the middle, in the sense that their most preferred choice is in the middle of all others' most preferred choice. So that will be very important. Why? Because through the voting process, he, okay, the median voter, he or she will get his or her most preferred outcome. So that is the significance of the equilibrium outcome. You will have the equilibrium quantity is the most preferred choice of the median voter. Okay, median voter is in this case here D, whose most preferred outcome, where the marginal benefit equal to T, is in the middle of all other most preferred outcome. So if you look at the voter E, okay, now what is his most preferred outcome for voter E? That means where is the output level that the marginal benefit is just equal to the tax for that voter E, for that guy E. What is the quantity? What is his most preferred choice for voter E?
5.
It'll be 5. Okay. And then you look at
Right?
T will be 5. You look at F, it will be 6, and then G 7. Okay. If you go the other way, you got 3, 2, 1. The most preferred outcome for A is 1. So 4 is in the middle. All right. 4 is in the middle. 4 means the most preferred outcome of D is in the middle of all others' most preferred outcome. So if, as we can see, the most preferred outcome of E is 5 and so on. So 4 is in the middle. So D is the median voter, not just by his position in the middle. Okay, of course, his position is also in the middle. But the more accurate concept is in terms of the most preferred outcome or most preferred choice. Okay, you got it? So you will see the voting process, okay, that will result, the outcome will be the most preferred outcome of the median voter. So all others, if you look at the basic model that we have here, all others will not have their most preferred outcome. So you got that D, get the others will not get their most preferred outcome. Right? Okay. Now, secondly, we look at the dispersion. Okay, dispersion of the demand function. That means how far they are located from each other. As I think we discussed this earlier, you will see, all right, from the voting here, some people will not be happy. Okay, some people will not be happy. Some people will be happy. Those people who are happy are those people who vote for yes, and they get the outcome, and their marginal benefit is bigger or equal to the tax. These are the people who are happy because their benefit they get is more than what they pay. Now, who are those who are not happy?
When their MB is smaller than the tax.
Those people who are not happy are those people, the voters who vote no, all right? And their marginal benefit is less than the tax fee. So what they get in return, okay, is less than what they pay. It's just like loss profit, profit loss analysis, similar. Your marginal benefit is less than what you pay, the tax. So you are not happy. And in the voting process, regardless of you vote yes or no, all right, once we decide, okay, once the decision is made, that means Q equal to 4, that is the equilibrium outcome, everybody has to pay. Okay, whether you vote yes or you vote no, you have to pay. You have to pay the tax. All right, everybody pay the tax, which was that T. Okay, so you can calculate, given the average cost, similar to what we were doing in earlier part. Given the average cost, and then you get the payment for everyone, okay, and then you will see whether the collection, the tax collection or the tax revenue will be sufficient to cover the cost of the public good. So I think, yeah, maybe we can do that, because the last time we did it, it was on the externality, but similar. All right, so let's go back to the example. We make out the numbers and see the costs and the revenue that we have to collect in order for the public good to be provided. So we do that first, okay? So go back to the example. We have, what was the marginal cost? The marginal cost, which is the average cost, is equal to 450. Yeah, 450. And there are 7 people. Yeah, similar to the one that we were doing in chapter number 4. Yeah, similar. So you have 7 people. 7, yeah, 7. We were doing 7 people. And the average cost is 350. Okay, this is the different thing, the 350. And then the tax is 50. All right. So we got the tax equal to 50. The tax equal to 50, where it is equal to the average cost divided by n, the number of people. And then you see n equal to 7. There are 7 people. Everybody pays 50, the tax per unit. And then the average cost of the public good is equal to what? Is equal to 350. They come from the marginal cost. The marginal cost is a constant. So what is the cost or what is the cost to produce 4 units of the public good? So by the voting, you will get Q star, okay, equal to 4. So in order to produce 4 units, so the total cost is the average cost multiplied by the output level. That will be equal to 350 multiplied by 4. So that is how much it costs. All right. Now, the tax is 50. Okay. When say tax, 50 means tax 50 per unit of the public good. So you have n equal to 7. There are 7 people. So 7 people, each of them have to pay, okay, have to pay 50 ringgit per unit. So there are 4 units. So for each person, okay, for each individual, how much they pay in tax will be the number, okay, the tax multiplied by the number of the good. So they'll be equal to 50 multiplied by 7. So that is equal to 350. Everybody pay, everybody pay 350. Average cost 350. 50 times 7. 50 times 7, 350. Betul? Okay. So everybody pay 350. No. This one is not Q star. Q star not 7. What is Q star? It's Q star. Q star is not 7. 7 is n. What is Q star? Q star is 4. So that is equal to 200. So everyone pay 200. Okay? Because the tax is 50. The amount, the number of public good is 4. Now there are n people. There are 7. Okay? So for 7, for the total, for 7 people, all right, the total tax revenue will be equal to 200 multiplied by 7. So the tax is 50. Okay, tax is 50. Everybody pay 100 to 4 units, 200. Now, when you have 200, there are 7 people. So the outcome will be equal to 1,400. Oh, tak betul? Mana silap? Can you work it out? We should have the total cost, correct, equal to the total tax collection. The tax will be 350 ringgit. Everybody equal, so we got 50. And then everybody will pay 200. Dapat cara tu, okay? Tax bill 200. So 200 multiplied by 7. So
1,400.
So you got the amount. Now, where is my mistake? Where is it? Is the average cost not right? Given the
But-
average cost.
So
Yeah.
if 200 times 7, it's 1,400. And then if 350 times 4, it's also 1,400.
Yeah. So it actually is correct, sir.
Yeah.
350 times 4 is what?
1,400.
I didn't get the total there. Tergantung kat situ. So I didn't recall what was the amount. Yeah, I didn't multiply 350 by 4. So that will be equal to 1400. Will be equal.
Yep.
Correct. So the
That's
total
correct.
cost and the total tax collection will be equal. So we will have the total tax collection equal to the total cost equal to 1400. So the tax collection will just cover the cost. All right. Now, if you vote yes, of course, you are happily paying. If you vote no, okay, you still have to pay. All right. So there'll be people who are happy and there'll be people who are not very happy, as we already discussed. Now, next, you look at the description of the demand function. I want you to do this. Okay, suppose their demand function is more closely spread out. In other words, if the demand function say very closely related like that. Okay, so you got A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I think I draw one more than necessary. And suppose in another situation, the demand function are widely spread. Okay. So you can make the comparison between the degree of happiness and the degree of unhappiness. If you look at the case number 1 here, okay, and case number 2, that one. Now, under which case people those people are not who are not happy, they are less not happy. You understand what I'm saying? For those who vote no, okay, don't worry for those people who vote yes, because they are always happy. Now we are worried about the people who vote against. Now, who are more unhappy in situation number 1 or situation number 2?
I think number 2.
Number 2, because number 2, their demand function is very low here. All right. So the very low, and they are further away than the outcome. Or if you look at the dispersion between the marginal benefit and the tax, we have larger. So their demand function is very small relative to the demand function of the median voter. All right. So they are unhappy, but there are more unhappy than in the case of where you have their demand function is closely located to the median voter. So for those people whose demand function are further away, okay, we're not looking at the happy people. We're looking about the people who are not happy, okay, further away. That means down or lower, okay, further lower than the median voter, they'll be more unhappy. All right. Okay, that's dispersion. Now, second situation. Suppose everybody demand function is there. everybody demand function is similar, is the same as the demand function for the median voter. Then what can you say about the outcome of the voting process?
The outcome of the voting process will be on, I say, it's undetermined.
Undetermined? Haha, go again, do it again. Let's look again. Everybody's demand function is just like the median voter demand function, D. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, everybody same demand function. They have the same taste. So what can you say about that equilibrium point?
Meaning that they're all happy with it.
That means everybody will vote yes.
Yeah.
Is that right? Nobody will vote
Yes.
no. So in this case, if everybody has same demand function or same preference, then we're not talking about majority rule here. We're talking about what? We're talking about, again here, unanimous. Okay, unanimous. There will be, everybody got their most preferred outcome. Okay, everybody got their most preferred outcome. So that is where their demand function, everyone demand function the same, or I think if we have same preference, everybody. Okay, so same preference, everybody vote yes, unanimous choice, and everybody got the most preferred outcome. But of course, in real life, this normally don't happen. We are born to be different, right? We are not the same. So it's very lucky, if you have this kind of voters where their preference are the same. So therefore, life will be very easy. All right. So that is on the dispersion of the demand function. The larger the dispersion, that means the people are more unhappy than if the demand function are closely related to each other. I mean, relative to the median voter. So the outcome of the model or the outcome of voting will be the most preferred choice of the median voter. Okay, any comment, any question? So you will get the outcome equal to 4. Now what we want to do next is we're going to look at some problems with the voting. We know, in democratic system, it's about human. You do the voting by simple majority rule, there will be some problems. Okay, no system is perfect. Now, what is the problem? The problem is this. If you look at what we were looking at, the model, the outcome is Q equal to 4. Q equal to 4, that means that will be the outcome. Now, there is a problem here. Sometimes the outcome will not be equal to 4. Okay. Sometimes what you call is this, the outcome may not be consistent. Okay, may not be consistent. In other words, you will know we may not have a unique equilibrium. A unique equilibrium will be not possible. So I think I just write it. We may not have. Okay, it's not unique equilibrium. I'm saying not. We may not have a unique equilibrium. In other words, you may not have Q equal to 4. You may have another equilibrium. Why? Because due to the demand function of the individual, demand function or the preference. Okay, preference of the voters. So some problem, okay, with the preferences of the voters, you may not have a unique solution of the voting process. Now, we need to look at it from another perspective, because we want to show, due to the preference of the voters, you may not have a unique equilibrium. In other words, you may not have Q equal to 4, okay? You may not have equal to Q to 4. Now, we're going to show this by voting from a different perspective. So we're going to do this. Suppose, all right, you put Q equal to 4 versus output equal to 5. All right, and then you put 4 against 3. Now, if we have a unique solution, all right, that means you have a consistent outcome, you will have 4 going against 5, 4 will win. And 4 will go against 3, 4 will also win. So that would lead to a consistent outcome, okay? So you put 4 against 5, 4 win. You put 4 against 3, 4 win. So that's what we mean by consistent outcome. Now, sometimes you have a clear winner, okay? You have a clear winner, which is 4. Now, sometimes it may happen, and this is because of the problems with the preference of some of the voters. You may have, if I put 4 against 5, 4 win. But if I put 3 against 4 against 3, then 3 win. All right. So, and then we can put 5 against 3, then what happened? So now you don't have a clear winner, okay? You have 4 and then 3. So what we are saying is this: when 4 go against 5, 4 wins. But if you put another number, okay, 3, then everything got mixed up. All right, then you'll see no clear winner. Okay, so here there is no clear winner. Now, why we have this? The reason is this: the preference of the voters. This is what you call the preference with a double peak preference. Okay, when you have double peak preference, okay, then we will not have consistent outcome. Okay, all right. So this is the thing that we are going to discuss now. Okay, so for the rest of the period, we're going to look at this kind of problem with voting, where you may have, okay, you may have inconsistent outcome. The reason being of the problem with the preference of some of the voters. Some voters may have double peak preference. So we are going to look at that concept afterwards. But now we're going to go through this model where you may have inconsistent outcome. All right. Okay. Any question? You got the idea? So that is what you call the problem of voting. This is called voting paradox. Voting paradox. So let's consider this model. So the voting process is different a little bit. We are going to do the process of voting now. What you call is voting. That means we're going to vote one choice versus another and see what is the outcome. All right. So consistent outcome meaning if the outcome is 4, that means you go against 5, you go against 3, 4 will win. If it is not, then 4 against 5, 4 win, 4 against 3, 3 wins. So there is no winner. So we're going to look at both models, okay? In other words, one where the outcome is consistent, and the other where the outcome is not consistent. So this is the discussion for this model. So we're going to look at what you call here pairwise election. That means we're going to have election, one outcome or one choice versus another. So there are only two choices. Okay, there are only two choices. You choose one. So example, 4, Q equal to 4 versus 5, like that. Okay. And then pairwise, meaning it's going to be head to head. Because you have only two choices. So you call it head to head. All right. There are, let's consider here 3 individuals. Okay. And call it B, A, B, C. And then 3 different choices. Okay, 3 different choices or quantities. Call it 1, 2, 3, or we can call it 4, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, maybe you can do 3, 3, 4, 5. But I prepare my notes before 1, 2, 3. So that is the what do you call it? The voting. And then you have the preference. That means the preference, the individuals or the voters have preference, have different ranking. Okay, has different ranking for each of the choices, for each choice. So let's say you have the ranking most preferred. This is ordinal, ordinal. Most preferred, medium preferred, and then least preferred. So we can only rank, their preference, either most preferred, moderately preferred, or least preferred. So you're going to rank, for each of the voters, the different quantities. For, let's say, for individual A, for voter A, now which quantity is his most preferred choice? Or which quantity is least preferred choice? So we're going to have the demand function or the preference that relate the ranking to the individual for different quantities. So you have the voters here, and then you have the preference, right? So voters call it A, B, C. A, Ahmad. B, Bakar. And C, maybe Chong, okay? And then the preference for each quantity, preference means what? Least preferred, all right? Moderately preferred, and most preferred. Now for A, suppose for Ahmad, A, least preferred is quantity 1. Moderately preferred, 2, 3. And then for B, least preferred is 3. Least preferred is 3, 2, 1. Most preferred is 1. And then for C, we have least preferred is 3. Moderately preferred 1. Most preferred 2. Okay, let's try. So we will draw their preference. So you got the quantity here. This is the preference. You have the least preferred, moderately preferred, most preferred. And then you have the quantities 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we draw the preference, okay, or the demand function. So for voter A, least preferred is 1, moderately preferred 2, most preferred is 3. So that is his demand function. That's for A. Okay, for B, least preferred is 3, moderately preferred 2, most preferred is 3. So that is B. Now for C, you get the least preferred is 3. I use another color for this guy. Least preferred is 3. Least preferred 3 be here. Okay. Moderately preferred is 1. Moderately preferred 1. Most preferred 2. So that is his preference. All right. Now we do the voting. Okay, when you do the voting, we do it pairwise, okay, head to head. And we see whether there is a clear winner or not. If there is a clear winner, okay, that means you have consistent outcome. All right. Okay. Now let's do the voting. Now we do the voting. You got 3 quantities, so you have to do everyone. Okay, pairwise. That means 1 against 2, 2 against 3, 1 against 3. Okay, so there'll be 3 elections pairwise. 1 against 2, 2 against 3, 3 against 1. Okay, so now let's do the election. So now make sure I have the table correct. So now you have say 1 versus number 2. Quantity 1 versus number 2. Now how do we vote? There are 3 people, A, B, C. Okay, you vote by your preference. You vote by the ranking of your preference. Okay, that means by the order of your preference for that output level. By preference, by your ranking of your preference at each quantity. Preference at the corresponding queue at that particular queue. At each queue. Okay, at each queue that you were voting for. So you have now 1 against 2. All right. Now you look at A. The person A will vote based on his ranking. All right. 1 and 2. Which one he prefer more? 1 or 2? For Ahmad, for A.
Sure.
You just compare their preference. Okay, either least preferred, moderately preferred, high, most preferred. Now for quantity 1 and 2, 1 versus 2, A, which one does he prefer more?
Quantity 2.
Quantity 2. Okay, so if you look at the table, I mean, you have to look at the table or you draw the graph. For A, okay, you need 1 against 2. So if you look at the curve for A, he prefers 2 more than 1. Okay, because 2 is moderately preferred, 1 least preferred. So therefore, he will vote for 2. Okay, so for A, vote for 2. So I don't need that A now. Okay, A vote for 2. Why? Because 2 is more preferred. 2 is more preferred to 1. All right. Moderately preferred against least preferred. Okay. Look at the second person. Person B. Okay. You look at person B, his preference. Okay. Quantity 1 against quantity 2. Now, which one is more preferred to him, 1 or 2? Or you can look at the table, you know. I think you look at the graph, you can see better.
1.
He will vote for 1, okay? Because 1 is more preferred to him than 2.
Yeah.
His most preferred is 1, 2 is moderately preferred. So
Yes, sir.
B will vote 1. Why? Because 1 is his most preferred. Okay, most preferred choice, which is better than moderately preferred choice. Okay, so you got 1% vote for each. Now, the third one will make the difference. Now you look at C. Which one does he vote for? C is this one. You got 1 against 2. Okay. Now for C, he vote for 2. Okay, because 2 is
Yes,
most preferred. 1 is moderately preferred. So he vote for 2. So by the same argument, C will vote for 2. Okay, because 2 is his most preferred outcome, which is better than the least preferred, which is 1. Okay, so you'll see here, 2 people vote for 2, A, C. All right, so 2 votes 2, 2 votes for 2, 2 vote 2, 2 vote 2, 2 votes for 2. Okay, and then 1 vote for 1. So therefore, 2 wins. So the Q equal to 2 wins. So you do the process again. Okay, we make 2 versus 3 or 1 versus 3. So you can go. Order is not important. So you do 2 versus 3. Or I think what we can do. Yeah, we do 2 versus 3. Okay. Now if you do 2 versus 3, what will happen? Okay, I want you to do the voting. 2 vote against 3. Now, who vote yes? No, who choose 2 and who choose 3? Okay, go ahead, finish it up.
A chooses.
Huh?
A will choose 3, and B and C will choose 2.
Is that right? So if you look at 2 against 3, okay, 2 against 3, 2 against 3. Now you look at A. A will vote for 3. Okay, yeah. So A will vote for 3. So for now 3 A. Now look at B. B vote for 2. Is that right? No, I'm sorry. B need.
Yeah.
Yes.
B will vote for 2. Okay.
Yes.
So B again will vote for 2. Now what about C?
Also 2.
Also 2.
If you look at C, C is this curve here. So you vote for 2. So C. Now you see here, 2, going against 1, 2 win. Okay, and 2 going against 3, 2 wins.
2 also wins.
So you have a consistent winner. Okay, either this unit 2 going against 1 or going against 3, 2 will win. So that you have a consistent outcome. Okay. Now the problem is sometimes this may not happen. Sometimes you may have inconsistent outcome. So when you have the clear winner, you can also do the voting. 1 versus 3, okay, just to complete the head-to-head or the pairwise voting. You do the voting 1 against 3. So it doesn't matter, because 2 is already the winner. But you can do, 1 against 3 and see what happens. Okay. Now, we say that sometimes the outcome can be inconsistent. In other words, I may have, 1 against 2, 2 win. 2 against 3, 3 wins. 1 against 3, 1 win. So you see, there will be no clear winner. And you win in one election, but you cannot win with another option. Okay. So why you have inconsistent outcomes? Now the reason is your preference. The preference will have double pick preference. Now what is a double pick preference? If you look at the preference that I have here, okay, look at the preferences that you have for the ABC, their preference has single pick. It's like the demand function, okay, like a normal demand function. Normal demand function, which is downward sloping, have a single pick here. All right. So this is more flexible than the demand function. Okay, your preference. But the thing is, if your preference are single pick, then you have consistent outcome. So if you look at all these 3 people, look at A. There is 1 pick. Okay, 1 pick. That means 1 highest point. Single pick means 1 highest. Okay, 1 highest point. So if you look at A here, 1 higher point, not higher. Yeah, we understand this, but when we look at the double pick, we will make the comparison. So you got here, all right, A, and then if you look at B, 1 pick here. If you look at C, 1 pick there. So it doesn't matter where your pick is, but there is only 1 high point. Okay. Now single pick meaning you have two high point. All right, you have 2 high point. So here double pick means you have like a mountain. You have 2 peak. You have 2 high points. Okay. In other words, your demand function or your preference may look something like this. Look like that. You see, there is 1 high point, another high point there. So we call this double peak preference. So when you have this, all right, we call it double peak. For example, we go back to the example. So this is 2, all right. This is 1. This is 3. So that is least preferred. I think that one is too high. I want to show moderately preferred. Okay, moderately preferred will be somewhere here. Okay, that's moderately preferred. And that is most preferred. So you have, double peak. Sometimes you have a valley. Okay, you have valley in the middle. You have 2 high points. So that is double peak. So in terms of preference, that means this guy here, he like lowest quantity more than something in the middle. And of course, he like the highest quantity more than the others. All right. So what is the implication? This kind of person, all right, that means if he cannot get his most preferred choice, okay, his most preferred choice, yeah. If I cannot get my most preferred choice, which is 3, I don't want the one that is next to it. I don't want 2, okay? I want what? I would rather take what? I would rather take the lowest amount. Okay, in other words, if I cannot get what I want, my most preferred choice, then I will get the lowest amount, or I will prefer to get nothing at all. So this kind of people, they have double peak. It's either I have it all or I have nothing. Ini Panglima Melayu dulu. Okay? Either I don't have it all, either that or I have nothing. There will be no moderate choice. Okay? For those who have single peak, if they don't have their most preferred choice, they will go for their moderate choice, which is somewhere nearer the highest point. Okay? For this guy, if I don't get my preferred choice, if I don't get my most preferred choice, which is 3, I will settle for the least amount, which is my moderate choice. I don't want this. All right. So either I got all or I got nothing. So sometimes, you will see some people behave like that, or some politicians behave like that. Some voters behave like that. So if I don't get, suppose in the budget, if I don't get my BRIM, okay, or my subsidy to me, what I want, let's say 10,000 ringgit, then don't give me anything. Okay, he won't settle for say 5,000. So that kind of people, either I got it or I don't. So if you have all this kind of people, the people with double peak preference, then the outcome of voting may not be consistent. So let's see. Okay, let's look at an example of this kind of voting, where you will have no consistent outcome. Now let's see. Okay, let's see an example. I have 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1. Most preferred. Okay, let's see. I have an example, but I'm not sure whether this one has this one. Everybody. Okay, let's try this. I hope one of these, will have a double peak preference. So let's see. I have the voter here. That's the preference. 1. Least preferred, moderately preferred, most preferred. All right, and then this voter A, B, C. Okay, for A, least preferred is 1, moderately preferred 3, most preferred 2. And then the least preferred 3, 2, 1. And then for this guy here, least preferred 2, 1, 3. I think maybe the least preferred is 1, most preferred is 2, moderately preferred. So I think maybe for that guy C, okay, for that guy C, we do this. Least preferred is 2, moderately preferred 1. Okay. So you draw the graph and see whether is there anybody with a multiple, with a double peak preference. Let me see. So we got Q, we got that preference 0. So for A 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Bismillah, susah lah. Okay, least preferred, moderately preferred, most preferred. So for the A, least preferred is 1, moderately preferred is 2, moderately preferred 3. Sure. Most preferred is 3. So he has single peak. Okay. And then tengok B block. B least preferred is 3, moderately preferred 2, mostly preferred. Okay. There. Okay. So now you got C, moderately preferred. Least preferred is 2, moderately preferred 1. This guy has a double peak preference. So if you look at the graph, you got A, B, C. You got C, with double peak. So you go do the voting. A against B, 1 versus 2, 2 versus 3, and then 1 versus 3. Okay, go ahead, do that. You will see, okay, you will see there is no clear winner. One option or one choice can win any one election. Okay, go ahead, finish it up. So make the ranking, okay? Voting by the ranking of their preference. Okay, you got it? Now, 1 versus 2. Which one will win election? 1 or 2?
Number 1.
1.
Okay, 1 wins. Okay, 2 against 3?
2.
2.
2. All right. Anybody did 1 against 3?
3.
3.
3.
You see here? There is no clear winner.
Yeah.
All right. 1 versus 2, 1 will win. 2 versus 3, 2 wins. And 1 against 3, 3 wins. So you got no clear winner. So that is inconsistent outcome. Okay. No clear winner. The winner, okay, will depend on who you are going against with. If 1 against 2, then 1 can win. But if 1 go against 3, then he will lose. Similarly for 2. 2, he can win against 3, but he cannot win against 1. So this kind of voting, there will be no clear winner, and that will lead to cycling. Okay, cycling means you will never end. Okay, the voting will never end. You will repeat the thing and then it will never end. There is no clear winner. You got, it's like cycling. You start with point A, you go around, you come back to that point A. Right? Now, we'll come back to this afterwards. What I would like to look at now, of course, we already discussed about the single peak and double peak. Double peak will lead to this inconsistent outcome of the voting. So preference, okay, preference is very important of the voters. But sometimes in real life, okay, in real life, people have behave abnormality, okay, abnormally. If I don't have my choice, then I might not have anything at all. So that is happening. Now, I want to come back to the first model, where you have the outcome of the voting process, the first one. The outcome is equal to 2, all right? That's the outcome. So here the outcome, the 2 will win the election, all right? So you have here the outcome, Q equal to 2. Now you look at that Q equal to 2. What is the characteristic of that Q equal to 2 relative to the voters? Okay, number 1. Okay, I'm asking you a question now. Number 1, Q equal to 2, which is the equilibrium outcome, whose most preferred choice is that? Okay, that Q equal to 2. Whose most preferred choice?
It's B.
Whom? B? No, it's not B.
C, sir.
C.
B, C. Okay. That Q equal to 2 is the most preferred outcome or choice of C. You see here, C, the most preferred outcome is 2. Okay. You look at B. B is moderately preferred, and A is also moderately preferred. So C or 2, okay, Q equal to 2 is the most preferred outcome of voter C. Okay, so that's number 1. So I will go back to there. So we go back to the first model, all right, where you have the equilibrium by the voting, Q equal to 2, all right, by the pairwise voting. Now Q equal to 2, number 1, it is the most preferred outcome of voter C. Okay, you make that comparison, you will see that, look at Q equal to 2, that will be the most preferred outcome of voter C. Now Q equal to 2, okay, for B is moderately preferred. Okay. And of course, also for C, for A, I'm sorry, for A, is moderately preferred choice for A as well. So Q equal to 2 is the most preferred choice, not outcome. Q equal to 2, most preferred choice, which is the outcome, most preferred choice of voter C. All right. Now that's 1. Number 2, we go back to the graph. What can you say about C? Voter C. What is so special about voter C? you compare voter C, okay, to A and B. What is so special about that C?
C is the median voter.
C is the median voter. Okay, so if you look at C, his median, his most preferred choice is 2. You look at A, his most preferred choice is 3. You look at B, his most preferred choice is 1. All right, so the voter C, all right, his most preferred choice is in the middle of all others' most preferred choice. So C is the median voter. All right. So you look at C. C is special in the sense that number 2, C is the median voter. His most preferred choice. Okay, most preferred choice is in the middle. Is in the middle of all other most preferred choice. So compare that to A and B. Okay, so his most preferred choice, which is 2, is in the middle of all others' most preferred choice, which is 1 and 3. So C is the median voter. And again here, we conclude that the outcome of the voting, okay, outcome, which is Q equal to 2, is the outcome of the most, or the outcome of the median voter. That means the most preferred choice of the median voter. So we call this median voter theorem. It is true for this model. It is true for the one that we were discussing last week, not last week, last class. Even you look at last class, you know, by the voting, okay, through texting, through text, you will see that the outcome is the most preferred outcome of the median voter. So we call this median voter theorem. Okay, median voter theorem. That is the importance of the median voter. Now, median voter theorem means if, okay, preference are single pick. If voters have single pick. If you look at the first model, of course, all the preference are single pick. You know, the demand function are simple downward sloping, so single pick. Okay, I have single pick preference. Then the outcome of the voting, then the outcome of simple majority vote, simple majority vote, simple majority rule, the outcome of simple majority rule election or voting is the most preferred choice of whom? Of the median voters. Okay, of the median voter. And it can be plural, you know, because if you have bigger group, then the median voter can be more than 1. All right. So that we find, or that we call, the median voter theorem. So this is a very important theorem, you know, in election, simple majority rule election. Why? Because if you have, you know, election for a country, or if you are running for election, then if you follow this rule, that means what? That means if you believe this rule, then we should try to take care, okay, or try to handle the middle the middle voters or the median voters. That means you will come up with your policies or your proposals or your plan that is consistent, or if not consistent, very, very close, okay, to those people who are the median voters. Because if you handle them, you know, you can win the election. All right. So this is a very important theorem, okay? The theorem has implication on how, okay, to win election. So if you want to win election, just handle the median voters. All right. So that is the median voter theorem. Okay. Any comment? Any question? Anything? All right. Good. Okay. Of course, there are a few more things, you know, that will come up from the model, especially the pairwise model. You will see cycling. All right. So the issue of cycling you can read, okay, on the chapter number 5. So you go to chapter 5. I think the cycling is on page 171. Then you will see the arrow impossibility theorem. Okay, I want you to read that over the holiday. Okay, arrow impossibility theorem. And then you go more, you will see the majority rule, plurality rule. Okay, and then of course the middle voter will be discussed more at length at the end of the chapter. So I think what we were discussing, you know, after the break will be this thing here. And then you have the plurality. Oh, this one interesting, you know. What is plurality rule? And then you have the implication of the median voter theorem. Okay, again at the end of the chapter number 5. So we've discussed those a little bit more after the break, and that will finish up the chapter 5. So I think I will stop here. That will do it for today, and I will see you again on Tuesday. So I will put the question, all right, in the classroom, and then you submit like what we were doing for the homework in the classroom. Okay, all right. So I will see you again. If there is no comment, no question, I will stop here. Anything?
Sir,
Yes.
yeah, I have a question that is unrelated to the chapter today, but it's related to what we've learned before. It's one of my assignments. I wanted to ask, like, for like the supplementary food program, is it considered under operating expenses or development expenses for the budget?
I think most of these subsidies, all right, will come under the operating budget. If you look at the operating expenditure, there is one portion we call subsidy. And that subsidy is a very general expenditure, you know, on the subsidy program. That will come up with, I think the last time was about 20 billion something. But most of the subsidies will come under the operating budget, because there is consumption, you know, consumption, and then yeah, they include in the operating. But operating, the definition is how you run the, you know, to run the government. But subsidy is included in the operating expenditure.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So that if you look at that operating, you know, that there is 70%, you know, of all the total expenditure in that category. Only about 30%, about 61 billion for development. So not much development, especially, you know, during the pandemic. We have, I think, government will have to spend more on helping the people, because we cannot deny this pandemic affecting people more than what we expect, more people, and then worse, than what we expect. And luckily we have, some voluntary actions. You should contribute to Ebit Liu punya, fund, because he's helping everyone. If we don't have him, then many of these things cannot be helped. So that is where, one situation where voluntary contribution or voluntary work is effective. A good example. Some people, even the ministers, they can only talk, but even, to their own constituency, they don't help. Worse off, they voted for their increase in salary. So Ebit Liu is a good case, for voluntary work, and that is Islamic, and of course he is a very Islamic man. So you can contribute to him. The simplest contribution, you can go to his Ebit Liu mart, buy the goods from his store. At least some of the profit will go to poor people. All right, okay, I'll see you again. Anything else?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I will see you again on Tuesday, right? So get ready.
Inshallah.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
okay, have a nice weekend. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullah.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.